Hi, Todd Saw here, and today I'm going to talk about trackables, geocaching trackables. Travel bugs is another name they're called sometimes. Geocoins, they're all kind of operate the same way, and I'll show you right quick. This is one. This is the most common type of trackable, and it's like a military dog tag. It's just a thin piece of probably, I guess, aluminum, and it has a chain to attach what they call a hitchhiker. Makes it kind of a keychain. It's harder to lose. And some of these dog tags, they're just a printed code. There's no picture, no theme, no anything on it. So you can attach like a plastic toy or something. Like you could a little kid's plastic dog and you name every trackable. You give it a name. So that little dog with the tag on it, you call it Rover. What's the purpose of the tag? The tag has a 6-digit unique code imprinted on it, and you buy. Let's say you purchase a trackable in this type, the most common type. They're a few dollars, not very much. So, and then you go to geocaching.com and you activate it. Okay, and so I would log in my handle or nickname, my identity at geocaching.com is Blue Stars Forever. You get it, Blue Stars Forever. It's only been 28 years since we won the Super Bowl, so it's fond memories. Anyway, so I go to and I activate it, logged in as me, and now I am forevermore, or usually forevermore, the owner of that trackable. And what happens, so this particular one, what's going to happen, I'm going to get a hitchhiker, and I think I'm going to go to the Bluebell, to the gift shop at the Creamery here in Brenham. And I saw online they have some keychains. It's like the Bluebell cow. And I will name this trackable Bluebell. And this one I will release out into the wild to see where it goes, right? What happens when I release it? Well, I put it into a geocache and I call it dropping it. I go to the website and I can, that code, identify that trackable, and I'm going to log into the geocaching database that I have dropped it into that geocache. And now it's sitting there waiting for some geocacher to come along. And when somebody comes along and they find this trackable in the geocache, they can do a couple of things. First, they can do nothing, just leave it alone and don't mess with it. Or they can say they discover it, so they leave it in there. They don't want to carry it with them on down the geocaching trail. They just discover it, and it logs them finding it, and they get like credit for discovering a trackable. It's a thing in geocaching. Or they can grab it, and that's what it's called. You log, I grabbed it, and that then you have to enter that into the database on the app or on a PC at the geocaching.com. Either way, and now it's in your possession. Okay, and you take it on down the road, and later on, and what you're supposed to do is drop it into another geocache at a later time. So you take it with you, take it geocaching, and let's say you don't drop it into it, you find 20 more geocaches before you find one that you want to drop it into. Each one of those geocaches that you find and log along the path, along the way, you don't drop it in there, but you log a visit. So you log that trackable as visiting that geocache. And the purpose for that is to establish a route, a path, to document everywhere that trackable has been as it went along with you. So in the perfect world, one of these trackables will have been in the hands of dozens or hundreds of people. And they go to other states, other countries, all over the world. And here's the cool thing, and I'm going to show you this after I'm done yakking. It's really cool. Trust me, it's pretty cool. It takes you to Google Earth, and you see the path everywhere that trackable has been. You can see its path, its entire history. It's cool. So right quick though, before we do that, I'll show you some more examples. These are trackables that are in my collection that I will never release. And I'll talk about that why in a minute. So there's a VW Bug. Okay, one thing I can't do as I show you these, you'll notice I'm not going to put out on YouTube that unique identifier, that code. Why? Well, there's bad actors in this world. It's a sad thing, but there are people that do things just to be mean. And anybody that has that code, they can manipulate the status of that. Like right now, this is in my possession. It's logged in my possession. If I posted on YouTube that code, somebody could go in, log in to geocaching.com and grab it. They could take possession of it away from me. Or they could take that code and say that it was dropped in a geocache in China or something. They could do whatever they wanted with that code. So you don't ever publish. The only people that should know the unique code on a trackable are the person that owns it, or someone who has physically been in possession of it and is going to take it along in the game. These are some of my favorite ones. I have 3 of these. They're part of a set created by, this is called a Geocoin. And Geocoins, this is heavy. It's a heavy duty collectible coin. And on the back of this coin is, you can't see it. It's blocked by this little sheet. Let me get it out here. Let's see, make sure I don't expose the code. Oh, the code of this is around the rim of it, the edge, so you won't be able to see it. So there's the front, and there's the back. And on the back is the Lord's Prayer in Latin. Some in this set have it in English, and some in this set have it in Latin. This one happens to be Latin. And really nice Geocoin. I paid like 25 bucks for this a few years ago, and I went and looked recently. There are none of this is the artist of this is called, his name is Gregson Vaux, V-A-U-X, and he's very popular or famous, however you want to say it. None of this set are for sale on eBay. But if I were to put this for sale, this one coin, I would list it for at least $100, and I think it would sell almost immediately. There's another of the Lord's Prayer Geocoins. I have a lot of them. This can is full, and this isn't all of them. I have more. There's one. It's a rattlesnake. It's called Bitten by Geocaching. So the intent of this is not to show you my collection of Geocoins. That's pretty cool, and I like that. It's a Phoenix Rising. There are 2 Phoenix Rising Geocoins there. Anyway, and I have quite a few pirate ones. I like pirate stuff, right? I have some Game of Thrones stuff too. Anyway, so these are all activated and registered as owned by me, and I take them anytime I find a geocache. I visit every one of these to that geocache to add to its tracking path. I'll show you here. Reach over here on the shelf. This probably weighs about 10 or 15 pounds. It's full of, these are all unactivated. And unactivated, I don't need any more to carry with me to show a path. That would be pointless. These are like an investment. This is a part of my collection, but they're worth more money if they're unactivated. If people want to buy a Geocoin, they want to be able to activate it and show it being in their name. Now, yes, one of them that is activated and in my name, and that I've taken it on a path, there is a method at geocaching.com for me to hand it off to past ownership to another person, but that's a pain in the ass, and You know, I'm not gonna sell the ones that are activated and I own. Someday might sell these. Look, there's a cowboy hat Geocoin in there. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna show you here once I'm done yakking. Let's see, what else is there to say? Oh, one other little thing. Here's the problem. And it is a little bit of a problem. So you release a trackable and you spend a few dollars, you know, and you're all excited and you want to see where all people take it. And for a couple of months, hopefully, or for some length of time, it's moving around. And let's say I release it in Brenham, Texas, and it makes it to Arkansas, and then it's on up to Tennessee, and it's moving around. And somebody grabs it, and all of a sudden, nothing. So what happens, people put it in their console or their sock drawer, or they give it to their kid to play with it, because remember, it's often got a little toy attached to it. I had the first one, the Volkswagen, so I released it, and a couple of weeks later, this lady logged. Said, "Hey, this is really cool. Thank you so much. My son loves it. She gave it to her kid." So that's a person that was geocaching but didn't take the time to learn the rules of the game, what you're supposed to do. So I sent her a message. You can message other geocachers, and told her, "Hey, I own that, and it's meant to be continue to travel on down the road. You need to drop that into another geocache. That's how the game works." And her whole ID disappeared. She just went poof. And my trackable, my little VW Bug was never. So long about that time, and that happened with a couple of Geocoins. I'd drop them in and cash it, nice coins, you know. I didn't know any better. I was naive. And they disappeared immediately. Somebody took them, but they didn't even they were gone from the geocache, and there was no log. They just kept them. So sadly, that happens a lot when a trackable is traveling in the United States. They just disappear. My buddy and I have found, and it is not just one or two examples, there's overwhelming evidence that in Europe, you can count on it. They have a much more respect for the trackable, and that they don't own it, and they play the game right. You know, play like in Germany and England and France and Belgium, and it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. It'll go from Sweden to Germany to Luxembourg to Spain, all over. And I have several that are in Europe, and I hope they don't come back to the United States, because if they do, they'll disappear. And anyway, I'm already over 13 minutes in. I'm gonna show you a couple of examples of how you can see where a trackable has been. And that's what trackables are all about. I know, I yak too much. I get above you. Sorry. Let's go look. Okay, I have logged in to geocaching.com, and I've got my cursor highlighted with the reddish color there. Up here at the top right, see me, that's Blue Stars Forever. Click on that. And what it shows here, these are, you see the recently viewed, okay, and my latest activity. So where the berry vines grow, that's the geocache I got with my daughters that I had in one of my last videos. And there's the water monster, the one I did about, you know, pouring the water into the cache to find it. And my previous history there. But what we want to do is go over here to trackables. And I'm going to click on owned trackables. Okay. So the one I'm going to show you first is a trackable that I created in honor of my friend Carrie, the sock monkey. And right there, Evil Ass Sock Monkey 69, USMC. Okay, why is it named that? I showed you if you watch my video, he is an evil hider. And that's just where it came from. He's a United States Marine, and his geocaching handle is Sock Monkey 69. So this is the Evil Ass Sock Monkey 69. So we're going to click on that trackable, and you see it there. I have it right here. So it's one of those things, you wind it up right and it jumps rope. No, I can't do it. Anyway, so you get the idea. It's a little sock monkey that jumps rope. Okay, and it's got a geocaching tag on it. And okay, what was I going to do next? Oh, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to click on View in Google Earth. Went to my downloads. I'm going to downloads and I'm going to click on it, and it's going to open up in Google Earth, and we're going to see where that thing has been. And this is not one that I activated when I first started geocaching. This is one, and the reason I want to show it to you, or why I thought it would be a good one, it's a pretty cool trackable. Look, this thing is still loading. It's still adding and adding and adding and adding. And the reason for that is my daughter, she went geocaching with me very early on, right after I started, and she thought it was pretty cool. And she showed her Aunt Lisa. And that was Lisa Osborne, my sister-in-law, who passed away last year, unfortunately. We miss her greatly. But I handed it off to Lisa. 5472 is her handle. And she took it with her geocaching, and she got really into it. And she was with friends, and they traveled. She took it to Europe. You're fixing to see. So see all these letters and numbers here? We're going to get rid of that because it just clutters things up. And so I'm going to, give me just a second here. I'm going to make the lines, the paths, a little bit smaller, and I like orange. I'm going to make them orange. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of the labels. We don't care the code for that geocache. And I'm going to get rid of the icons. All those push pins are a separate geocache that it was taken to. I'm going to make those really small. Okay, now we can just see the path that little trackable has taken. And of course you can tell that its home base was Central Texas. And a lot of these travels are me. I took it with me for some length of time. And then Lisa took it. Like over here, we went to Alabama. This is a work location of mine. I used to have to go over there for audits. But look at that. So Lisa took it up Idaho, Oregon, Washington State, Nevada, Utah, there across Colorado, Nebraska. It's pretty cool. So she also took it to Europe. On a trip, she went over there with friends specifically to geocache. They went on a geocaching vacation. And I think this is a separate trip that Lisa took. Where's that to? Greece. And actually, it looks like she took it to Europe three or four times. So, where is this? Oh, the United Kingdom, Scotland, Great Britain. Look, it went to London. Cool. Cool, huh? Okay, this is my 250 finds geocoin that my daughter got me when I found my 250th geocache. And this is just me, just my travels. So when I took it to Denver, that was driving up to for an audit for work. And I stopped right there in Kansas to get the oldest active geocache. I think it's the 40-something once placed. Can't remember the name of it. Doesn't matter. Took it to southeast New Mexico quite a number of times, in West Texas when I worked out there. Took it over here to Mobile, Alabama, and on over to Pensacola. Work trips, of course, again. Down in South Texas, work trips again. And when I was working and I had to drive long distances, that's what I would use. Every hour, hour and a half, I would stop and find a geocache, stretch my legs, rest a little bit, take a break from driving. But look at all that back and forth from geocaching. A lot of good time, had a lot of fun doing that. So anyway, there you go. That's the rundown on Trackables. That's the 411. Now you know what a trackable is and how it works. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. May your troubles be few and your blessings be many. And I hope you're well and happy. And until next time, this is Todd Saw signing off. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much.